How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Blockchain protocol Algo hires its first CFO. Algo hired Matt Combs as its first CFO as it looks to expand its growth strategies and capital management. One of my first priorities would be to help identify strategic growth areas within the leadership team and then ensure we have the right financial plans in place to go after them, Combs said in a statement. Combs, who is a chartered financial analyst, CFA, holds an MBA from Harvard Business School, previously as a president at Combs Partners LLC, an executive advisory firm that included clients in both the cryptocurrency and technology industries. According to the statement, prior to that, he was the CEO, chairman, and co-founder of Cambridge Blockchain, which has built blockchain products for TradFi firms. So Combs has experience building TradFi applications, and he has analysts, CFA experience, and some other experience. They go to mention more experience, so he's very well qualified, and it's a good addition to the team. He, referring to Combs, understands blockchain technology, has been a successful entrepreneur and CEO within our industry, managed high-performing teams, led strategic planning and corresponding capital raises, executed mergers and acquisitions activities, and worked extensively with the investment community, said W. Sean Ford, interim CEO of Algo. Jeez. The former chief operating officer of Algo, Ford, was elevated to the CEO role last year after previous CEO, G. Stephen Kolios, left to pursue other interests. The protocol recently implemented a new interoperability standard stake of proofs to support cross-chain communications, as well as increase transaction speeds to 6,000 TPS from 1,200. Silvergate stock plunges 31%. Silvergate Capital, the parent company of Silvergate Bank, the bank that did handle with many crypto companies, is now seeing some issues. It delayed its annual 10-K report filing with the US SEC on Wednesday, telling the agency it needed additional time to allow an independent accounting firm to complete certain audit processes. They say that the sale of additional investment securities beyond what was previously anticipated and disclosed in the company's earnings release, as well as the sale of additional debt securities in January and February 2023, they expect to record further losses because of those. According to Silvergate, these additional losses will negatively impact the regulatory capital ratios of the company and the company's wholly owned subsidiary, Silvergate Bank, and could result in the company and bank being less than well capitalized, or they don't have enough money for what they have on their balance sheets. Kind of like FTX, how they collapsed. Silvergate reported a $1 billion net loss, as well as a decline of customer deposits of roughly $14 billion in the last quarter of 2022. Silvergate was hit with a class action lawsuit alleging it directly aided with FTX's fraudulent activities in December. It also is one of the most shorted stocks on Wall Street, with 71% of its shares being used to make short positions. Silvergate added that it's now in the process of reevaluating its business and strategies in light of the business and regulatory challenges it's facing. They're pretty much saying, hey, we screwed up, please don't go after us and we'll restructure. Just give us a slap on the wrist. So, all the companies that are like, hey, we're out. Companies throughout the digital asset industry distanced themselves from Silvergate Thursday after they failed to make this report. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase tweeted it would no longer facilitate payments using the La Jolla, California-based bank in US dollars. The decision was made in light of recent events and the abundance of caution, the exchange explained. Crypto.com, an exchange based in Singapore, also told Decrypt that the company would reject funds transferred to and from its platform via Silvergate. Bitstamp also followed suit, as well as Gemini, Circle, and but Paxos they said that they will discontinue transfers, but they will process outgoing payments. So they aren't going to take new things from Silvergate, but if anyone wants their money back, they'll give it to them. The CTO of stablecoin Tether stated on Twitter that they had no exposure to Silvergate as well. Oh, duh, they have their own bank. What? U.S. senators probe crypto exchange Binance about potentially illegal business practices. U.S. Senators Elizabeth Warren, Chris Van Hollen, and Roger Marshall sent a letter to Binance and Binance US on Wednesday calling for the crypto exchanges to provide transparency about potentially illegal business practices. The letter addressed the Shangpeng Zhao and BAM Trading Service CEO Brian Schroeder asked the document for answers concerning each crypto exchange's finances, risk management, and regulatory compliance as it faces investigations into potential crimes. Jeez. The senators detailed. Binance and its U.S. affiliate, Binance US, are two separate entities, but BAM Trading Services is doing business as Binance US. Binance and its related entities have purposefully evaded regulators, moved assets to criminals and sanctions evaders, and hidden basic financial information from its customers and the public, claims the senators. Your actions called into question the legitimacy of your business and the safety of your customers' assets, raised concern about the potential impact of these activities on the stability of the crypto market and broader financial system. The letter also notes that Binance hired French auditing firm Mars to perform a proof of reserves audit. However, the firm subsequently deleted the web page containing the report and paused its activity relating to proof of reserve audits for crypto firms. The senators concluded their letter by requesting documents and answers pertaining to a list of questions no later than March 16th. The documents requested by the lawmakers include complete copies of Binance and Binance subsidiary balance sheets from 2017 to the present, and their internal anti-money laundering (AML), counterfeiting, the financing of terrorism, or counting. Wow, geez, I cannot read for anything today, and KYC policies. A copy of the senator's letter was sent to Gary Gensler, chairman of the U.S. SEC, Rostin Baham, chairman of the CFTC, and Merrick B. Garland, the DOJ. So, several agencies have a copy of this letter that the senators are questioning that if Binance is even legitimate. This could be a big hit to the crypto industry, as Binance accounts for about 67% of all trading. So, onto the charts. Over on the daily, you can see we came up above our point of control, and then we got rejected. We were pretty much all over the place today, mostly down. We got a spike and then came down. We'll look on the time frames to see that. We are getting a red dot on our momentum wave, and our VWAP flopped back over to the bearish zone, which is a bad sign because that means the medium term is becoming bearish and we failed to break bullish. Money flow is starting to come out. Our stochastics kind of just flat, and our RSI is pretty flat. Over on the 4 hour, you can see we peaked out a little bit, and we came back down and just kind of went flat since that peak. Kind of making somewhat of a bear flag, but we are trying to head up, so it might be able to get invalidated. We did have a manipulation X that got invalidated. Stochastic is trying to pick up. RSI is kind of flat. Our momentum wave on the 4 hour did have a green dot, so we're not seeing that red dot. That red dot is for tomorrow's candle, so it has not confirmed. Wait for tomorrow to see if it confirms. Money flow is coming out of the 4 hour after several rejections of coming up above, and our RSI is just flat. 2 hour, our stochastic's kind of curling over after getting a pretty good move up on this candle here. And our RSI went up slightly, but nothing too extraordinary. We pretty much slid for the most part on our RSI. Momentum wave is starting to curl, however, looks like it could curl back under. We did have a green dot. Our money flow is trying to stay above this neutral line, but it's struggling, so kind of counter to the 4 hour. Our VWAP is curling over, so our medium term is looking a little bit bearish leaning with that money flow coming down, the potential cross, and the VWAP starting to curl over. We peek at the 1 hour. We are peeking into the red, so we could see some more downside from here if we don't start to get some surprise momentum on the next candle. We look over at graph. We have a bearish divergence printing on our stochastic. Our money flow is trying to come up. Our momentum wave is still coming down. Sorry, let me make this a little better, easier to see. And our money flow is kind of curling back over. So not looking the greatest with that divergence and how Bitcoin's looking. Our VWAP rejected crossing over, so that's also a concerning sign. The 4 hour VWAP is trying to break bullish. It's kind of just riding that neutral zone right now. Our momentum wave is trying to make a curl, however it looks like it could start to round from here if we're not careful. Our money flow generally is coming out. So 4 hours looking pretty bearish, and our stochastic's really weak as well. We look over at the 2 hour here. Our momentum wave is trying to come up, however like Bitcoin it looks like it wants to round off, as our money flow is kind of inching its way out again. Stochastic did make a run up, however it's starting to taper off and could start to head back down. Our RSI is tried to gain some momentum, however it's trying to curl over. Our momentum VWAP looks very similar to Bitcoin and almost identical, so we're coming down. A lot of these signals are pretty similar. So overall we're looking not too great right now. If we look at XRP, we are getting that red dot that could print tier 2, and our money flow doesn't know what it wants to do, and neither does our VWAP. Our stochastic is trying to point up, and our RSI is just kind of flat. So we look what the 4 hour is doing. We are trying to get a money flow cross. That could be a bullish sign if we do actually successfully get a cross finally. Our VWAP is kind of curling, kind of rejected that cross, and our momentum is coming down. Stochastic's trying to make a bullish cross and run up, and our RSI just doesn't know which way it wants to go. We look over at the 2 hour, money flow is starting to come back out, and we are getting a red dot on that momentum wave, and that momentum wave is likely going to start curling if we don't invalidate that dot. Stochastic has a bearish cross and is starting to head down, but our RSI is trying to curl upwards. So our RSI doesn't have much strength, and it's losing strength, possibly going to bounce off that neutral zone. However, our RSI wants to try and make a move, which is kind of weird. Over on Algo, we have broken down from our channel. We did break that point of control today, and our RSI is still heading down. Money flow is heading down pretty aggressively. Momentum waves heading down pretty aggressively, and our VWAP is just kind of flat. Over on the 4 hour, we did get a double green dot, however that hasn't taken us anywhere yet. Our momentum wave is trying to make a curl, but our money flow is coming out. So even though we got that green dot with the money flow starting to come out even harder, that's a little concerning that green dot will get invalidated. Our VWAP is trying to cross that neutral zone, so we are trying to break. Our stochastic's just kind of going flat and starting to fall, and our RSI is starting to fall as well, and it's about to bounce off that neutral area. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic's starting to come down. Our money flow looks okay, like it could try to recover, but we are rounding down and heading down currently, so if we don't start to get some bullish momentum on lower time frames, we might not look too good. Our momentum wave just started to curl, however it looks like we might start to roll back over, and our VWAP is starting to roll over as well, so not looking the greatest here. If we take a peek at the 1 hour, we are getting a red dot to invalidate this move up from that divergence. We didn't really see any play out from it. Our VWAP is just in the bearish zone, kind of heading down. Our money flow is trying to break, but can't really get the steam to break over. And our stochastics kind of setting up a bearish divergence here as we have a lower high, even though price is kind of flat. Our RSI is just kind of going sideways, so if we don't see this start to pick up and see some sort of positive momentum on these lower time frames, we may see the 2 hour and 4 hour start to drag the daily down, as we are starting to flash some bearish signals. Overall, we are staying within this pattern that we have. I'll look at on the 2 hour here. So we did make a good bounce here today, even though we tried to break out of it and rejected. So we did meet support. However, we did get rejected by resistance as well. So we could just bounce around for a little longer and possibly see this play out. However, with the bearish signals, it is also possible that this pattern does not play out bullishly, as not every pattern is guaranteed. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.